Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 194. And wait, nope.
Break your damn shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is hardcore. I'm a Ramon Razor. Rick Flair, Nature Boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 194 of A Shot of Wrestling. I am your host at Michael J. Putty. Joining me, by always, Hollywood, Mark Schwann. Mark, how you feeling?
I'm doing phenomenal, Putty. It is the end of the year.
End of the decade.
End of the decade, even. My God, this is a huge show. Probably the biggest show that we've ever done here for A Shot of Wrestling.
No, that's a fair statement. Only one way to find out but to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Let's just head right on to it.
I want to call a spade, call you out here. I noticed you were kind of waddling in here. Tell me how you ate too much during the holidays.
Oh, my God, dude. So I had a photo shoot on Monday, right? So it was 2 days beforehand. I didn't have a single carb.
Okay.
Drank a shitload of water. It was tough, too. It was my mother-in-law's birthday.
Oh.
So we went out to, she wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory.
Oh.
The only thing on that menu, by the way, that's keto-friendly is a salmon, a skinny delicious salmon with assorted vegetables. That's it. They all had these appetizers. They all had a big ass cake afterwards. I didn't fucking touch a single thing.
Were people respectful of that? Or they make fun of you?
Oh, no, they got it. They understood why. They were just like, dude, I feel bad for you, man, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, whatever. Sucks. So I do the photo shoot, right?
Naked?
What's that?
Naked?
Only one shot just for you, Putty.
Oh, sweet. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas. So I do the shot. I do the photo shoot. Took about half hour, an hour. As soon as that thing was over, dude, carved the fuck out.
Nice.
Dude,
What are you doing?
I just went nuts. Like, from that Monday to Friday, I just gone nuts.
How you feeling now?
Regretful. I think I gained 15 pounds.
Do you have a certain time limit where you got to lose that now?
All right, so now my wife and I and her family, we started.
Your family now.
Yes, exactly. My family now. We did, the day after Christmas, we started the Biggest Loser competition.
Oh, you win that.
Oh, yeah, because, I've done this stuff before as far as losing weight.
Oh, okay.
You're a dick. I just caught on to what you just said there. Oh, you're so happy. You're so clever. Give it up for Michael J. Putty, everyone. Give it up for Michael J. Putty.
Thank you. No, I think we're going to end the show here. I think we're on top from Mark Schwann. Until next year.
Oh, my God. I hate you so much. No, so, by February 29th, we have a target weight, yada, yada. So my goal is to lose 15 pounds, which I'll probably hit in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no doubt.
But my problem is I just need to maintain it until February 29th.
Why don't you just not do it until like mid-February?
No, because then I'm going to gain more, probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know?
Mark, a couple weeks ago you talked about how it was your 1 year anniversary in the show.
Yeah.
And I was riding around in my car doing some errands, and I heard on the radio something that reminded me you have been here for 1 year.
Right.
Almost a year ago, I talked about the radio station doing their top 92 alt songs of all time.
Oh, my God. I remember this.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Last year's number one was Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge. And you're like, what?
Yeah, I still don't get that one.
So they're doing it again this year.
All right.
Which I don't understand.
Are they doing it for the decade now?
I don't know what's going on. Last year, it was the top 92 songs of alt songs of all time.
All right, all time. Okay.
This year, it's the obligatory end-of-year countdown, end of the decade, 92 songs of all time. So
just in general,
it's
all-time songs.
It's very confusing.
Okay.
So I still think it's all time, but the way they worded it is very confusing.
But no, it's not just alt songs. It's like any genre.
Alt songs.
Oh, it's only alt songs.
Yeah, adult.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You ready for the top three here?
Okay.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Panic at the Disco, I Write Sins, Not Tragedies.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Last year was number 4. Moved up 1.
How does that... okay, go on.
Number 2, Oasis, Wonderwall.
Yeah, baby.
Coming back strong. Last year was number 7.
Well, how the fuck... Like, if you did it last year all time, what's the difference between 1 year?
Number 1, climbing one spot. Last year's number 2, Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That's number 1?
Yeah.
Well played.
Which you thought should be number 1 last year. And I was thinking the same thing. Like it's all songs of all time. How does it change every year?
Right. You can't just change it every single year.
Well, people vote differently, but then don't call. Don't say the top songs of all time. Just say the 2019 songs of all time.
Right. I mean, think of it like this too. I mean, how many alt songs come out even a year? Is alt even still a thing?
I don't know. The radio
Are
stations,
there new alt songs?
I would imagine there has to be for radio stations, right?
I mean, I think they're playing like older songs though.
Yeah, true. I have no clue. But I just wanted to touch on that because it reminded me of last year talking to you about it. I told you about it. Like, what's the number 1 song? Like, I didn't listen to the number 1 yet.
I do remember that.
So I remember sure I listened to the number 1 this year. And there it is. Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit last year. Number 2.
I approve.
Climbing one spot to number 1. Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. That was pretty good.
You know, they're Nirvana, man. They're going to be something one day.
Maybe. I don't see them going too far. One-hit wonders.
That Kurt Cobain guy, man.
Oh, that's his name? Okay. But anyway, we're a wrestling podcast. We're at the end of the year, end of the decade. Still feels weird to be at the end of the decade.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've gone through it many times before.
And I don't remember people making such a big deal about it.
Yeah. Well, the one time they made a big deal about it was Y2K. That's the last time I remember.
Because that wasn't end of a decade. That was end of a millennium.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was both. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let's sort of go over some of the highlights. A lot of stuff happened this year. Let's go over some highlights, Mark, really quickly. Started off with the Royal Rumble, the first time going to baseball stadium. Remember that?
Hey, that was the first time in a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together for that.
Then we moved on to the Elimination Chamber, which was the debut of the women tag team titles.
Right.
Then in April, we had WrestleMania, Kurt Angle and Batista's last matches. Women main eventing. Also, Ring of Honor and New Japan G1 Supercard, the first non-WWE/McMahon event to sell out MSG in decades. I think, what, the 40s, 30s we went back on? I think Green Man went to that show.
Oh, wow, did he?
Remember that big show?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Another company selling out MSG, which is still mind-boggling that they let that happen.
Right.
May, we had Brock Lesnar winning Money in the Bank, which no one's still happening. And AEW's inaugural show, Double or Nothing, which launched them to where they are now. July, Brock cashed in, and Evolve 131 became the first indie show to air on the WWE Network.
Oh, I thought that was a big deal, man.
That was a huge deal.
Yeah.
August, we saw the debut of The Fiend in the SummerSlam, which everyone was still raving about.
Probably one of the biggest debuts this year, yeah.
And Chris Jericho became the first AEW World Champion back in August. Seems like a lot longer than that, right? Or is it just me?
Yeah, kind of.
October, a huge month. We had SmackDown debuting on Fox. NXT went live on USA. AEW debuts their weekly Dynamite show.
Big month. Big month for wrestling, man.
In November, we had AEW officially launching their show with the Full Gear pay-per-view, our first viewing party. And that weekend, that was TakeOver and Survivor Series. And that build leading up to it.
Oh, man, that was a fantastic build.
What a year this has been.
Crazy year for wrestling.
So much should happen.
A lot.
Kind of happy it's over. Ugh. So I can reset and relax, catch my breath.
What are you talking about, man? We're going to jump right into it for the road to WrestleMania.
Well, here's some highlights of the decade.
Okay. I mean, this is going to take a while, right?
No, I narrowed it down.
Okay. Let's hear it out.
CM Punk's pipe bomb was back in July 2011. Remember that? That started the decade off.
Yeah.
Edge retired.
That was 2011,
yeah.
huh?
The Rock returned to face John Cena once in a lifetime twice. Lesnar returned.
Once in a lifetime?
Twice. The streak ended, and Shane McMahon made that really big surprise return.
Yeah.
Just to name a few. We can go on and on, but we're not going to keep going on. We have other stuff to talk about. But, yeah, just think about where we are now to where we were 10 years ago.
Shawn Michaels retired in a decade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started out WrestleMania 26, 10 years ago.
Damn, dude.
A lot of stuff happened not only this year, but this decade. And what a way to wrap it up here with Mark Schwann and myself, giving our year-end awards coming up later at the end of the show. Right now, let's do a shot, toast this year, and come back. It's a very slow news week that was because holidays. Nothing happened this week.
Yeah, nothing really happened. It's just everyone's taking a vacation for the holidays.
Let's have some fun and recap what happened.
It's time for In the News with Michael J. Putty and Mark Schwann.
All right, back with the news. Talking about the decade. Like a decade ago, I didn't know what a podcast really was.
Was podcasts even a thing a decade ago?
I believe it was because I learned about them when Eddie Guerrero passed away.
Okay.
I listened to one. I stopped listening to it until I started doing a podcast almost 8 years ago. And now here we are. Shot of Wrestling, biggest, fastest growing, hottest wrestling podcast in the tri-state area.
God damn right.
And we want to get you involved in the conversation. Inbox at shotofwrestling.com. Hit us up on our social medias at A Shot of Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram, Shot of Wrestling, no A on Twitter. And hotline is open, as you heard last week, 24 hours, 7 days a week. So dial it up, 619-343-3005. Mark, the news. Stuff did happen this week, surprisingly. During their annual post-Christmas house show at MSG, Andrade won the U.S. Championship from Rey Mysterio.
Probably the biggest news of the week. Huge win for Andrade. I am super excited for him. What I said before, I feel like that dude deserves a championship run.
Yeah,
I think I said it last week. I said, why is Rey Mysterio holding the strap? I think someone like Andrade,
You did, yeah.
Should be a champion at this point, and I hope he has a good run. I really do.
Now, Rey Mysterio won it back in November.
Right.
That didn't last long.
No.
Do you see him having a long run well into 2020?
Andrade?
To establish him as a singles competitor?
Yeah, no, I think he should. I think he absolutely should. At the very least, 6 months.
Last year, I went to their post-Christmas house show. That's when I was in the suite in MSG. Nothing really happened. No, I mean, now this time, history was made.
I think it's cool. I mean, it goes to show you never know what's going to happen in a house show.
Which led me to ask you, why do you think they did it here at a house show, especially MSG?
Well, you just hit it right there. MSG. It's MSG, man.
So there goes my follow-up question. Yeah, okay.
It's, Vince has a soft spot for MSG, especially after what happened, what you said earlier before this year with ROH and New Japan Pro Wrestling doing their thing over there. Yeah, Vince, I guess he felt like he needed to do something big at the Garden.
This is pretty big.
And that's a pretty big deal. Anytime you see a championship change hands at a house show, it's so rare. It's so rare.
Very rare, because most house shows, being that city to city, are basically the same shit weekend, day in and day out.
Right. I mean, this is probably the biggest one I can remember since Kevin Nash when he beat Bob Backlund at a house show for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Or July 7th, 2017, when AJ Styles defeated Kevin Owens.
Oh, right, dude. I almost forgot about that.
A lot of people did.
But, it's in this case, I mean, it's Andrade. It's his first big championship here in WWE main roster. So,
and why did he get a title opportunity? They equated it because he won that gauntlet match.
Yeah, from a week or two ago?
Did he win that? I thought it was a no contest after he killed Humberto.
I think he did win it.
Oh, okay. I thought the match stopped after that. I don't remember, but who knows?
It's too much wrestling. Too much wrestling throughout the week.
Now, the news, something we talked about last week, I guess Mark Henry heard us because he has high praise for Rhea Ripley on his Busted Open radio show, saying, and I quote, at 23 years old, I was still lifting. I hadn't even gotten into wrestling yet. She's already been in it, been there, done that. At 23 years old, what should we do in the next 15, 20 years? I'm going to tell you, she's going to transcend this business. And he went on to equate her career possibly being like that of The Rock or John Cena, transcending this business and just becoming this ultimate face of wrestling, maybe for the women's division, becoming this huge mainstream star. I'm assuming you're going to agree with this statement.
I 110% agree with that statement. Rhea Ripley, the fact is, she's done so much in such a little time. 23 years old.
23, man.
We can't stress that enough. I know we say it time and time again. Oh my God, she's 23. She's 23. But it's freaking crazy to think, man. What she's been doing, and especially when they threw her into the wolves pretty much in the main roster for a short bit of time, and doing what she did at Survivor Series weekend, and now being the NXT Women's Champion going into 2020 with the strap, and she's just got this incredible presence to her. Great in-ring ability. She speak well.
It's also funny. You keep saying she's 23. You keep saying she's 23.
But here's the thing: at 23, people can have a lot of talent at 23.
Yeah.
But there's a difference when having that mindset, having that presence. She has that presence of a 20-year vet.
Yeah.
And so it's astonishing to think that hell, man, we probably even seen her peak yet.
The point I was trying to make here that was Batista had a great career, one of the best in the business in the past 20 years. And he
debatable.
Started when he was in the late 30s.
Yeah, I mean he was a very late bloomer. Yeah,
and she's only 23. She has so much ahead of her. God sparing anything.
Right. No, exactly. I mean, you always I equate her to Paige in that sense because I feel like Paige had the same thing going for her.
Definitely did, yeah.
And unfortunately, injury cut it short. And I when you say God barring anything else, I mean, yeah, I completely agree with that because we've seen it before. We've seen that with Paige.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the powers that be God, the universe had different plans for her. But hopefully Rhea Ripley, I agree with Mark Henry. If she keeps doing what she's doing, yeah, absolutely transcend this business. Maybe even being better and bigger than Charlotte Flair, who I think is the absolute best in the industry today.
But again, Charlotte Flair wouldn't be a 10-time champion if she wasn't Ric Flair's daughter, though.
You know what? I might have to disagree with that. I could understand why you say it, but Charlotte Flair, I think, is already...
How old's Charlotte?
Charlotte, I think, is...
In her 30s, right?
Early 30s, yeah. I would dare say Charlotte's better than her dad at this point.
That's fair.
She's like the total package for real. Like, again, the presence that we talked about before with Rhea Ripley, her athleticism is through the charts. Her promo work has been getting better and better. Outstanding look. She just gets it, and she's clearly a hard worker, man. Yes, she does have the Flair name that helps, but I think even without that, she'd still be doing what she's doing.
I think we can talk about Rhea Ripley all night, so let's move on to other news. Trying to differentiate themselves, AEW started keeping track of the win-loss records.
They've been doing that, but I feel like it's not really counting for anything.
Well, now 2020 is coming. Those records are going to get reset. And apparently this is causing a huge commotion with AEW fans.
Why?
I don't know. The promotion recently announced that starting January 1st, all records will reset.
It's like a new season.
Career records will remain intact, and the annual records will be important when announcing the weekly AEW rankings. Do they release rankings every week?
They do.
Okay. Currently, Jon Moxley is leading the men's rankings and could get an AEW World title shot soon. Chris Statlander, isn't she just debuting?
Yeah.
Is one of the top women rankings right now. So if you're an AEW fan and care about these rankings, records, I guess. Sorry?
Again,
I told you when we started this segment, slow news week.
It's professional wrestling, man. Like, don't read too much into it. Just enjoy the ride.
Because win-losses don't really mean anything anymore, do they?
In wrestling altogether, no.
I think they used to at a point.
No. I feel like it didn't even then.
I'm talking back in the day.
Maybe back in the day, yeah. Before me and you...
Going back into Bruno Sammartino days. But.
Right. Again, before we were even alive. But, I think it's cool that they do the win-loss record thing for AEW. It is something different.
But the thing is that they're resetting it every year.
I think that's great. That's fine. Like, treat it like, if you're going to treat it somewhat like sports,
yeah,
it's
records.
like a new season.
Yeah.
All right, restart.
That's a good point.
Like, what's wrong
Great
with it?
point,
You're
yeah,
supposed
absolutely.
to keep these career stats in these people? Come on, man.
Moving on to other news. One of my favorite news stories of the week, Mark. Again, slow news week. Baron Corbin caught up with Sportskeeda to talk about his finisher, The End of Days. Great finisher.
I like that finisher a lot.
During an interview, Corbin opened up about how he had a discussion with The Undertaker about keeping his finisher sacred, saying, and I quote, "I 100% do know this move is special, and I had a conversation with The Undertaker about it. He really made the tombstone something very special. Nobody kicked out of it for a very long time. He held it very sacred. So that's something I took to heart. And that's something I want to do with it because nobody's ever kicked out of The End of Days. When it lands, it's over, and people know it. Never knew no one kicked out of The End of Days. And that's something...
Did Kurt Angle kick out of it, or no?
I don't remember, but he's saying no one has kicked out of it.
I want to double check that.
But it's interesting. I think we talked about Eric Jaden and TJ Marconi talking about it. Hank Flanders.
Yeah.
Protecting moves being sacred. And Paul Heyman had a good thing about how finishers aren't finishers anymore.
Yeah, I love that interview with him.
Yeah, and here is Baron Corbin keeping his finisher sacred, making sure nobody kicks out of it. It's something I think this business is lacking because these matches of the year, great matches, this is awesome.
Right.
Our finisher kicked out, finisher kick out, finisher kick
well,
out.
you know what I think really started that whole trend is with Shawn Michaels Undertaker WrestleMania 25.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
How many...
like you said, nobody kicked out of the tombstone until I think Shawn Michaels did it, right? Maybe, I don't know.
No, but I think maybe early on that may have happened. I'm pretty sure Stone Cold kicked out of it and The Rock early in the days.
Okay, man,
but that match stands out as probably the most finishers I've seen people kick out of. And then we've seen a trend from there because, yeah, that was a very special match because we've never seen anything like it. But then we started seeing more and more matches like it. And it's just like, okay, enough's enough. Like, that match itself, like stuff like that happening, should happen like once in a lifetime type of shit. It shouldn't be happening every other fucking pay-per-view.
And big props to him for doing this Deep Six finisher, but people kick out of that. But holding sacred his big number one finisher is something I never really paid attention to or put two and two together.
Yeah.
But props to him for taking care of his character and taking care of his moveset and looking 2 steps forward.
I think Baron Corbin's very underrated.
Hugely underrated, yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of his character per se.
Okay, but
I appreciate his in-ring work.
Yeah, me too.
His finisher is phenomenal.
Cool. Yeah.
I think it's so cool. I don't know. I like, again, his in-ring ability, and it's only getting better. But, his character, I don't know. I feel like there's something missing with it. I think the King Corbin actually is probably the best I've ever seen him.
Oh, I'm loving King Corbin, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more. And I don't know what that is.
We'll find out in 2020.
Yeah.
And then some high news, Mark. Sunday, December 22nd. Luke Gallows got married.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's been dating this woman for a while named Bethany. She confirmed it on her social medias. All of them. He has not yet to confirm it. But big congratulations to the big man.
Yeah.
And finally, Jason Jordan and his wife April revealed they're expecting a baby daughter next June. He broke the news on Twitter saying, so we're having a baby girl coming 2020. Congratulations to them.
Congrats. Yeah, absolutely.
His father, Kurt Angle, replied, though, keeping kayfabe alive. Love Kurt Angle for this. Saying, I quote, congrats to my first son, Jason Jordan, on great news that he and his wife are having a baby girl. No offense, but I hope she looks like her mother, not like us. Are you going to name her after me? Kurtina? Just a suggestion. Regardless, I'm so proud of being an expecting grandpa.
Kurt Angle's the man.
Good job. That's all the news I got. Let me feel about my drink. Do some shots. Let's do some Jaeger bombs. I've done a Jaeger bomb in a long time.
What are you, a Long Island boy?
Yeah, so you're Long Island by, right? Or make you feel at home.
You've done research.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Next is going to be a car bomb.
Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs.
That's my boy.
We come back to some TV takedown.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, Mark, you ready to talk about some TV?
Yeah, sure.
Raw. Chelsea Green made her main roster, quote-unquote, debut, which I was very surprised about. Loved watching her match with Charlotte Flair, going back to last week with Deonna Purrazzo making her debut, quote-unquote, debut against Asuka. Before they came out, they showed a clip of their NXT careers. It's kind of interesting to see how is it going to be an ongoing thing?
Yeah, so
they bring women up from NXT to go against the mainstay of the roster. Because these aren't squash matches either.
No, they're not squash
matches. They're not going against some local talent. These are these women from NXT holding their own. So I'm curious to see this keep going forward in 2020.
Yeah, I really do hope they do this as well. It sounds like they are making more of a push for them to do this. It's a great way to shine a light in the NXT women's division.
Definitely, yeah.
To maybe bring some more eyes over to NXT, period. And, it's a good way to put talent over and to have some good matches, but yet, putting the people they want to put over.
I'm not a loyal NXT watcher, but I haven't seen Chelsea Green week in and week out. I haven't seen Deonna Purrazzo week in and week out. So it's good to see them also giving these talented women on their roster, who they aren't really using week in and week out, a chance to shine on a national, global stage.
Right, exactly. Especially for Monday Night Raw, where, again, I mean, you think about what it is, and I keep saying it, it's really for that, that casual viewer.
And no offense, they're not going against like Sarah Logan.
No.
They're going against Charlotte Flair and Asuka.
Right.
So they're not going to win, or I was thinking about this, they're not going to win. They're not going to lose to Asuka. They're not going to lose to Charlotte Flair. But something I think it was Jimmy J talked about 2 weeks ago, maybe we'll get a 1, 2, 3 kid experience here.
I would love to see that.
Maybe some woman from NXT does come and pin Becky Lynch, and now that launches her character into the main roster.
Right.
That's the first thing I thought of.
That creates a feud or whatever. I think it would have to be
Jimmy
against.
Called it,
I think it would have to be against a heel for it to
work.
work.
That makes sense. Okay.
I don't know necessarily. I think that would really hurt Becky Lynch if it happened to Becky Lynch.
I was just throwing a name out there. I wasn't giving too much thought, but I was thinking about what you and Jimmy said.
Right.
We need a new 1, 2, 3 kid happening today.
Right.
I can see it coming from this this angle they're dealing with.
Right. I mean, who's the biggest heel woman on Raw right now? Asuka? Would you say?
Guess so.
Yeah.
The Raw Women's division isn't the strongest right now, but
no, it's crazy because they have Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, but it's not the
Charlotte's. Is she still a tweener? Or is she still full-fledged?
She's a tweener. Yeah. I think it could still work in Charlotte though.
They're not doing it on SmackDown, which is interesting, but okay. I guess Raw has time to kill.
I think it's less time.
Anyway, do you have any takedown this week?
Not much.
There's only 2 shows on Raw and SmackDown.
Right. And
are we doing cheers and heels?
Pretty much. Throwback, right?
Shane.
A Shot of Wrestling presents Cheers and Heels.
So mine is on SmackDown. That chemistry of Daniel Bryan and The Miz is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
No pun intended here. But, I mean, they've had it.
You should take credit for that pun. That was an awesome pun.
Thank you. They've had it for such a long time, and the fact that they haven't wrestled each other really in quite a bit, and to be put in a program like this, and they still have it. It's not even like the same old shit that we've used to be seeing between Daniel Bryan and The Miz, because The Miz has transformed himself over the last few years as an in-ring competitor. This is the best that we've seen The Miz, I think, perform in the ring. And, he's doing some innovative moves that we haven't seen from him before. And
you came here, we were watching it, that shin buster from the second rope?
From the top rope.
I'd never seen that before, and that was, wow.
Yeah, no, great move. I dug it a lot.
That was awesome, yeah.
And, dude, these guys can go, man.
You dug it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great performance by both guys. And, Daniel Bryan going to face The Fiend at Royal Rumble. No big surprise.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we got a good match to go along with that journey. So I'm pretty curious to see what happens next with Daniel Bryan and The Fiend.
I'm curious to see how the build goes on now. Because kind of SmackDown kind of ended like, okay. So
but,
the build going forward on this.
The last few years, though, the week of Christmas, Raw and SmackDown, I mean, nothing really happens. You might get like a Santa Claus incident, and that's about it.
Yeah, maybe. There's no Santa Claus this year.
No, there really wasn't.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Santa Claus became 24/7 champion.
Oh, that's right. Whoops.
Or we should say, former guest on the show, Bear Bronson, became 24/7 champion. He played Santa Claus. Congratulations to him. Again, Greenman said this, if you're on our show, you're going to go places. And now Bear Bronson is a former 24/7 champion. Congratulations to him.
Congrats, Bear Bronson. Real quick, that opening to SmackDown, though, with Elias.
Loved it.
I absolutely loved it.
That was great.
I think you should do that every week.
I thought about that too, yeah. Because it was fun, because now, I don't know if because he's a face now, but he didn't get interrupted.
Didn't get interrupted.
Here, awesome song.
I love the little tidbit he brought up about the Lana and Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. Dude, that was
well done, yeah.
That was awesome, man. It was a quick little thing. Fit his character really well. He's going to be over, man. I mean, he's one of those dudes that has that chemistry with the audience. He can just
absolutely.
He holds them in his fucking palm.
Heel
of
or
his
face, palm of his hand, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's perfect at what he does. And that little segment opening the show, gold.
Awesome.
Gold.
Something I thought about, you didn't watch Raw beginning to end, did you?
No, I actually, that night I saw Star Wars.
Oh, congratulations. How was it?
I loved it.
Did you watch any bit of Raw? Or did you just watch the highlights?
No, I saw Samoa Joe go through the table. Yeah, I saw that highlight.
Because I remember sometimes, like, you're busy, you have a crazy schedule.
Yeah.
So when you come to do the show, I'm like, did you watch Raw or Smack? He goes, no, wasn't able to watch it, but I saw the highlights online.
Yeah.
And Greenman did a lot about that. He's like, no, I didn't watch it, but I watched the highlights online.
Yeah.
Because you guys have crazy schedules. You can't sit down and watch at night.
It's really hard for me to commit to a schedule because I don't find out my schedule a lot of times until like the day before.
Yeah. But it's also, I feel like it takes away. Yeah, Raw is kind of hard to watch full 3 hours, but you do miss the experience of watching Raw by just watching the highlights, the top 10 countdown on YouTube.
Well, I don't just watch the top 10. If I see something very interesting in the top 10 or if I read about something, I'm going to make a point to like watch further about that. So
okay, but other people don't. Other people just watch the highlights.
No, I don't just watch
like
highlights.
It takes away because Samoa Joe's promo or I guess segment at the end of Raw was fucking fantastic.
Well, Samoa Joe is just a brilliant mind.
But it was precursed after the opening of Raw, as the AOP and Seth Rollins were leaving. He got this great promo on commentary about they're thugs and they're not real men.
Right.
Something I don't think is going to get replayed in the recap or not going to get replayed in the top 10. But that's awesome foreshadowing of what's going to happen later on. So people who just watch the clips and highlights, you missed out on Samoa Joe's awesome promo, tearing down the AOP and Seth Rollins, which led to what we saw at the end. Samoa Joe wasn't just standing up at the end. He was backing up what he said in the beginning of the show.
Exactly.
So props to Samoa Joe for doing that. Props to them letting him do that.
So now Samoa Joe is going to be a face, it looks like.
One of the biggest top faces of Raw.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just me rambling on. Samoa Joe's done. Who's going to be the new member of the Raw commentating team? We don't know who's coming up.
I'm doubling down from what I said last week.
Dale Otunga? Also me too.
I'm going to say Edge.
Really? That's out of nowhere.
There's rumors he signed a contract. That he's coming back to WWE in some capacity. I don't necessarily think he's clear to go in the ring. I don't think he can go full-time in the ring. But full-time gig in commentary, not a bad gig to have, man.
I don't see them taking Byron Saxton off of SmackDown and then bringing him back on Raw. It's going to be somebody either who's hurt or a name we don't know yet. So I'm curious to find out who's going to happen.
I don't think it's a name we don't know yet. Especially with Jerry Lawler. I think Jerry Lawler wants to go out sooner rather than later.
I think he wanted to, but I think now he's having fun. And
I had nothing about it on his end. I know about WWE. They want to keep him on to help develop Vic Joseph a little bit more.
I hope you know that. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, well, God, duh.
You should listen to the show. It's awesome.
Our show?
Yeah.
I listen to our show all the time, religiously. I mute you out, but I turn my volume all the way up.
That's the best part.
But no, I think Edge will be an awesome addition to Raw.
I'm going with David Otunga. Come on, David. Or it has to be somebody for like the pre-shows. I don't know who else is on the pre-shows, but we'll find out. Anything else for TV?
I literally got nothing, dude.
Nor anything in your cup. So let's go down and refill some drinks. Come back, finally, talk about our 3 count and get into our year-end award. This is going to be a hot segment, a hot conversation. Looking forward to it, Mark.
Yeah, you're smiling ear to ear for this one, dude. I can't wait either.
It's time for the 3 count.
Man, Mark, I can't wait. Coming up in a matter of moments is our year-end awards, my favorite moment of the entire year, my favorite segment of the whole year. I love award shows.
Yeah, and this is the creme de la crop of award shows, man.
And I just can't wait, man. Year-end awards. But before we do that, let's get into our 3 count. Everybody is celebrating the end of the decade. So let's give into peer pressure. Let's do it ourselves, Mark.
Okay. Yeah.
Our top 3 personal moments of the entire decade. Not the best moments we thought happened in the decade. The top 3 moments that affected us personally or that stood out to us personally. So number 3, Mark, take it away.
I'm going to say this. It's just going to be CM Punk, period. With his pipe bomb moment that led off the decade.
Yeah, 2011, way back when.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that was 2011. That's crazy. Which led to, a huge storyline, like something we've never seen before, and something we'll probably never see again.
Yeah.
They're incorporating his whole contract.
That was cool.
Which was a real thing, into the storyline. And we've seen promos that we've never seen before that kind of changed the business, even from the fact of how CM Punk left the business, and they tried to have similar type of superstars try to replace CM Punk. And for years, he had fans chanting for CM Punk. And for him to finally come back this year on WWE Backstage, still a huge deal. CM Punk in general, man, he's a hell of a figure, hell of a superstar to have that effect over a decade's time. He's my number 3. And that promo, the pipe bomb promo, really opened up Pandora's box. I mean, he mentioned things that weren't supposed to be said, and he mentioned Paul Heyman, who eventually came back. He mentioned Brock Lesnar, who eventually came back. Hulk Hogan eventually came back. Damn, dude, he even mentioned the words professional wrestling, which was so, you can't say that.
Which reminded me of Joey Styles' pipe bomb, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this one was better. Hell, CM Punk even gave John Cena a pile driver on Monday Night Raw, a move that was banned at the time and still banned that we're not even seeing today anymore. Guy's edgy, man. I fucking love him.
My number 3 isn't really a personal favorite moment of mine. There's so many moments. It's really hard to narrow it down that there's 3.
Yeah, definitely.
But when Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, wasn't a moment that stands out to me as personally affected me. I didn't care. I didn't care. It wasn't. But being at the Superdome, right? Superdome? Hulk Hogan got me fucked up. I think it's the Superdome. And when the referee's hand hit the mat for a 3 count, that hush that went over, 80,000 people in that crowd?
A lot of people thought that was a mistake.
It was just so surreal to see the entire stadium just quiet for that brief moment. And it's a moment I'll never forget. Moment I've talked about several times on this show. So Brock Lesnar beating Undertaker isn't the moment. It's that hush of the crowd. And leaving the stadium after the show, walking back to our hotel, hanging out with random drunk people in our hotel room or the lobby or the bars, walking down Bourbon Street, people saying, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. That was a mistake. The referee messed up.
Right.
Hearing all these conspiracy theories now evolving from this moment.
Of course.
Even though as soon as it happened, it was 21-1 popped up on the screen. I'm like, well, it wasn't supposed to happen. Why that graphic be ready at the moment's notice?
Exactly.
But that's just a moment, and that moment itself in the aftermath is something I'll never forget.
April
6th, 2014.
Paul Heyman had one of the best reactions. Like looking at his face, I could understand why people thought like it was a mistake because he sold it so well. Like he was in absolute shock.
It was great. It was one of those moments. I was like, oh wow.
And I'll never forget that one fan with the glasses in the front row.
He became famous for it. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the best fan reaction I've ever seen. Forget the Miz girl. That dude wins fan reaction of the year, of the decade, probably.
Number two,
I was really thinking about this, man, because like you said, there are a lot of big moments over the decade, but number two, I was really thinking about this. Like, man, if I don't put this in, I'm going to feel like such a dick.
Evolution's Reunion. Yeah, I agree with that. My number two.
No.
How's that your number two?
Mine is the Women's Revolution, man.
Wow. Okay.
It's a huge moment. Go on. You want to say something?
What part? The entire years that led up to it, or just
all of it, all of it. And from just the divas, give the divas a chance thing to when Stephanie McMahon made the announcement for change to Evolution pay-per-view to them having a match in the Middle East for the Crown Jewel. Main eventing WrestleMania, headlining, getting all these accolades. I mean, these women are absolutely crushing it, dude. Like they're kicking the men's asses, 100%.
Talking about give divas a chance hashtag, which led this. I think one of the biggest turning points of this revolution was April 3rd, 2016, when Lita unveiled the Women's Championship.
Yeah,
they got rid of the
Divas Championship,
and I think that's when we're going to take this more seriously now.
Yeah.
I think that was what led the fulcrum point to.
And they stopped calling them divas; they call them superstars. Yeah,
that was awesome. I think it was one of the pivotal moments of that revolution. Yeah,
absolutely, man. And it's still going. It's still getting better and better. Like I love what the women are doing. They're really kicking ass.
Yeah.
They're hungry. You think about the times when the women's matches were considered bathroom breaks.
Bathroom breaks, yeah.
I hate to say it. I feel like that's the tag team matches right now. Like they consider bathroom breaks because they're just awful.
Yeah,
it's just awful.
The tag team revolution.
Yeah, let's start one of those. Yeah. Hashtag give tag teams a chance. Let's get that trending, please. Hashtag give tag teams a chance, WWE, please. Because listen, revolutions, they can evolve, they can keep going, and I really want to see tag team wrestling get its shine.
I feel like you took this more seriously than I did, because again, going personally, moments I'll never forget in the past
These are personal for me, man.
Past 10 years, if I like somebody, I latch on to them. Like you talked about a couple weeks ago, who am I digging right now? Not that many people.
Yeah.
I got my boys, The Miz, Zack Ryder, for example. So when I'm there, August 3rd, 2016, at AT&T Stadium, and unbeknownst to me, very surprisingly, Zack Ryder wins the Intercontinental Championship ladder match at WrestleMania 32. I just fucking bolt out of my seat and make a beeline for ringside, passing, like the Wile E. Coyote movies where it's dust.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. I just, boom, just ran down the steps, past security. He's like, oh, what? I didn't give a fuck. Like, my ticket. Ran past everybody, went to the ringside, took pictures. It was one of the moments because as people like The Miz and Zack Ryder who don't get many opportunities, this moment is a moment like, oh, holy shit, I was not expecting this. And hanging out with Miz's dad and Zack Ryder's dad also, briefly, before security kicked me out. They can go fuck themselves. They knew I was from New York, but whatever. But personally, moment is, I'll never forget that moment. It was just,
No, that was an incredible moment to see because you never really expected Zack Ryder
to beat the names in that match.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that it was
24
hours later.
I wish it was a little bit longer. Even if it was just like a month.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
I wish Zack Ryder, they give him more of a chance.
Hashtag give Zack Ryder a chance. I'll make that trending.
2 revolutions today.
Can't wait. 2020 is going to be a great year for us. Mark, number one.
All right, my number one. Again, it's tough, dude. You know, I actually had on there at one point, you know, the comeback of Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
How do you not pick those, right?
I want to give them an honorable mention because I think that's not just in wrestling, but an amazing comeback in sports.
Absolutely.
My number one, though,
of the entire decade is
AEW. AEW, you know, doing what they're doing right now.
My number one.
Oh, yo, come on, give me some mic time here, man.
Can someone cut his mic off? Oh, is that me? Let me turn it off. You have 20 seconds.
AEW, what they're doing, they
of the entire decade. You're going to focus on the last 6 months.
Well, I have to right now because wrestling is better than ever. It's a great time for wrestling fans.
What about Impact?
Well, Impact,
Yeah,
you're
a bandwagon wrestling fan.
It's revolutionized Impact. It's brought on power to another level. It's bringing on MLW. It's bringing on ROH, New Japan. Like a lot of things going on with wrestling because of AEW. What they're doing.
So glib.
I'm so glib.
AEW revitalized Impact Wrestling. Someone who obviously has not watched Impact Wrestling. They've been tearing it up way before AEW was even a twinkle in Cody Rhodes' eye.
Okay. Well, okay. That's your opinion, and you're well entitled to it. But
thank you. Props.
But here's the thing. I mean, has Impact tried to force anything in WWE to do? No, AEW has. AEW forced WWE to put NXT on a main show on USA to go head-to-head Wednesday nights. They're doing different shit now at WWE because of AEW. So obviously...
Like what?
Like what? NXT in general. How about that?
Oh, because of AEW.
And how about them doing the NXT takeover thing on the main roster? Because of what AEW is doing.
Because of AEW.
Yes, because of AEW.
Okay.
Were they doing it without AEW? For a long time, WWE has just been coasting.
Okay.
And now AEW is kind of getting something going. Yes, they're brand new. It's pretty much a Kickstarter company, but it's forcing WWE to change quite a bit. Change with the different storylines, getting a little bit edgier. Other than that, dude, we'd be talking about the same old fucking shit with WWE.
Okay.
So, yeah, how can I not make that number one?
Very passionate. That's what I love about you. Personally, I guess there are personal moments. What a way to kick off this decade. November 22nd, 2010. Over 9 years ago. When your boy at Michael J. Putty won the rights to the character, the name, the likeness of Green Man. Green Man exists because of me. Right? If I wanted to make Mark Schwann Green Man, I could do that like that.
Well, no, I would have to agree to that.
No, you wouldn't. When The Miz cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Randy Orton to win the WWE Championship on Raw is a moment I was sitting alone in my parents' living room because I was living with them at the time. Yeah, a little too old. But I just jumped off the couch and marked out so hard, harder than I've ever marked out before until Zack Ryder won. Jumping up and down, running around my living room, running around the kitchen, like, holy shit, I did not expect this to happen. Miz cashing in, someone I never thought would be in the main event picture or having a title at all, beat Randy Orton to win the championship and had a decent run with it. That's a moment I will never forget. I'm talking about moments. That moment I'll never forget. I know exactly where I was, what I was doing.
I hope to God
You're talking about AEW, like you're talking about the AEW phenomenon and Divas Revolution phenomenon. This moment, I remember exactly where I was, and this moment is something I'll never forget.
I was going to touch on this. I hope to God, though, with The Miz, going back to what I was saying before about him and his evolution in general, I mean, The Miz obviously did a good job main eventing WWE for a few months there. And I hope they actually give him another chance this coming year, 2020.
Hashtag give Miz a chance.
Hashtag give him. We going for a third one? You go for a third one?
Hell yeah, let's do that.
Hashtag give Miz a chance. Main event Miz. Hashtag main event Miz.
So we can clearly see you took this more seriously than I took it more personally. But and usually our lists kind of match up. Very different lists.
Very different lists.
Talking about the whole decade, though. So
I would
hope they would be different.
We're talking about the whole decade. Yeah. Oh, my God. If we had the same shit for a decade, then...
Let's get married right now.
I'll just take my off my wedding.
Let's Vermont get married.
Yeah.
Also, it's legally in New York.
It's legally New York. What are we?
The entire country.
What is this? 2010?
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Full circle moment. Well done. That's why you're a professional.
But no, I mean, for me, like you say, like I took it more serious route
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
like more take seriously, more like.
But
like,
those are
in the business in general.
those are
not
big,
that's personally.
Those are big moments for me, though.
The Divas Revolution, AEW weren't moments. They are
moments.
What moment of the AEW
I mean,
stuck out with you?
The moment that they launched, the moment that they did their first.
Different moments.
I guess so.
You're talking about
am I cheating then?
I think you're cheating.
I think maybe I'm cheating.
I think you're cheating.
But
Oh,
fuck it. Fuck it, man.
Too late now. We're just recording.
Too late. I don't care. You make the rules, I break them.
Yeah, but when you have the answers, I change the questions.
Okay, there, guy.
Again, personally, those are our favorite moments of the past 10 years. Let us know yours. Inbox at shotofwrestling.com. Dial it up 619-343-3005. Chime in. Your voice can be heard next week. Mark, finally we've reached the moment to announce our year-end awards. Are you ready, my friend?
Oh, I'm dying for this, dude.
Been waiting for 12 months for this. Okay, Mark, let's do this. Let's start with our moment of the year. What do you have?
Now I feel like I'm going to be cheating again.
Oh, here it goes. AEW?
Here it goes. No, actually, it's not AEW.
Okay.
For me, it is Kofi Mania.
Okay.
The whole thing from when it kicked off when he entered that gauntlet match.
Yeah.
And we shoved AJ Styles, man. It's like, dude, I'm
When he replaced Ali?
Yeah. He's like, I've been like this for 11 years. Whatever. And like, that really carried on his passion. We did in the ring, carried over to the Elimination Chamber. They just slowly, the fans getting behind him. And then being there, for me, being there actually at WrestleMania.
So you know what I'm talking about, these moments I'm talking about.
Those moments.
There's something different about being there.
Yeah. And it's just like that energy. Like, we're all behind him. We all want to see this guy win. And part of me didn't think he was going to win. I was like, oh, man, I don't think they're going to have him win the strap. I really don't think they're going to have him win the strap. And by the way, what an incredible match, too.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan. That was just incredible.
Mentioned it twice. So Kofi Mania is your thing. But as the moment would be WrestleMania, Kofi, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I guess so, because that was
the penultimate, the peak of that.
Yeah, the climax of it was just when he won, and we just all went nuts. He had his kid in the ring, New Day celebrating with him. It was an amazing, amazing moment. Knowing his journey, what he went through to get there, and just how he got there with Ali getting injured, and just those steps, just winning the crowd over week after week after week.
The best thing about the Kofi Mania thing was everybody thought he was going to lose every title defense.
Yeah, we didn't think he would last that long.
No.
Well, we gave him a month. We thought he was going to lose the next pay-per-view.
We gave him a month.
Yeah.
Then we gave him 2 months. Then we gave him 3 months. It just kept going.
It was great. I thought he was a good champion.
I thought he was a great champion, yeah. Personal moment of the year. I was laying on my couch in my apartment. On my birthday, mind you. I shared it with Ric Flair.
Oh, okay.
They were hyping this big Ric Flair birthday celebration. But all of a sudden, this blurb appears on my screen. Batista returned. Hey, Hunter, do I have your attention now? Raw goes up the air. What the Batista's back? Ric Flair's legitimately hurt. He's coming back from this major surgery. Batista's dragging him like a rag doll. What? The rumors are true? Batista's back? Frick yeah, my birthday? Wow. Yeah, I high one that one.
I never heard your voice go high. You good?
Puberty, okay. This is what it feels like, okay. Again, let's precurse my awards. The fact that I missed Impact this year. There's so much that happened on Impact this year. I kind of felt like 2019 was kind of a rebuilding year for wrestling.
In a way, yeah. I can see what you're talking about.
Not too much major stuff happened, but they build up to lead into next quote-unquote season.
Right.
So I feel like this year was one of the hardest years, I think, of awards this year.
It really was hard, yeah.
Usually it's easy, boom, bang, boom. Usos, New Day, easy. Sweep my categories. This year it's very hard.
I really think about shit. Really, really, really think about shit. So
just going further as we go into the awards, it's very hard to think of awards this year. But let's go on to our rivalry of the year. Mark?
Okay, so for me, rivalry of the year was actually very hard to look back on. I mean, yeah, there were a few rivalries here and there, but nothing really stood out. For me, it was NXT versus the main roster. Like, that was just perfectly done. One of the best rivalries that they told this year, especially with like what happened after like the Crown Jewel. You know, superstars couldn't get back in time for SmackDown, and Triple H just did that invasion, and it
that was
kicked off
perfectly, yeah,
perfectly. I don't necessarily know if they had that planned the whole time.
No, they didn't.
Right? No, they didn't.
They called them up that night.
It was just a happy accident.
When you saw Shawn Michaels backstage of that SmackDown,
yeah,
him and the NXT crews literally stepped off the plane. They just walked into the stadium.
Right.
Triple H was about to do that spot, and Shawn came in like, "Oh, Shawn, come here, let's do this."
Dude, that was so cool.
Yeah.
And every week it just got better and better, man. Like, for a while, I was just watching AEW Wednesday nights, but man, I was like, I wanted to check out NXT right now for sure to see what's going on here. And it was just, and then we see the rising stars of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
And you see the rising star of
Keith Lee. Yeah.
And then
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole. I mean, Adam Cole put on an amazing match with Pete Dunne, the Survivor Series as well. Like, I feel like
after that War Games match,
oof. And after the War Games match, what they did at Survivor Series, dude, was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. The Becky Lynch, what she did with Shayna Baszler, the whole thing was just perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Absolutely, totally agree with you. I didn't pick it, but I agree with you.
And I think, like, honestly, prediction for 2020, we're going to see a lot more stuff going on with NXT in the main roster, especially going to WrestleMania.
So, my rivalry of the year, Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan was huge. What a great rivalry that was. Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, mainly Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Huge.
Absolutely.
But the best executed rivalry was a very short program between. And this rivalry pretty much gave me what I wanted. Batista and Triple H. I'm doubling down here.
It gave you what you wanted, really.
I wish it lasted longer. I mean, this rivalry just, again, on a kind of, like I said, rebuilding year, was a rivalry. I totally, I'm admitting this is, I'm personally saying this because I was totally marked out when Batista came back. Batista Triple H is a match I want to see. And Batista just killed it on his mic work.
Did that match do it for you, though, at WrestleMania?
Again, I will say this, every WrestleMania match, I don't remember too much about it. Watching it live and in person, I thought it was a good match. But I need to add the commentary towards it to tell that story.
I haven't rewatched it.
I haven't watched it yet with the commentary, but I thought it was a good match. I thought it was decent. I thought it was awesome.
I feel like the fans weren't into it at all.
Yeah, the fans are weird. But this is mic work, though. Outside that blunder of "give me what I want" when somebody messed up that line.
Oh, that was bad.
That promo was great. Him in his studio, his office was awesome. I think Batista just brought it. He killed it. And it was just, I wish it lasted longer. It was a great, and leading to his retirement match.
Do you think he's truly retired?
Yes, hands down.
Because there's a lot of criticism for that match.
I don't think he cares.
Okay. No, that's a fair point. I mean, he is a movie star now. He doesn't necessarily have to care anymore.
I don't think he cares. He wanted one match against Triple H to be for everything Triple H done for him in his career. I thought that match didn't suck, but I just thought it was a great rivalry. As short as it was, I thought it was good.
Fair enough. I mean, that's your own personal moment.
Yeah, this is personal. Let us know your thoughts coming up. Let's go with match of the year, if not the hardest categories this year for me.
Oh my God, it was so hard, dude. So hard. You know, I'd really think about this, man. Like, you know, a lot of people they talk about Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano for 2 out of 3 falls match. I honestly think that match is so overrated.
Really?
Yeah. I
was gonna put that on my list because everyone was talking about it so much. I wanted to go back and watch it.
I watched it, and
I didn't watch it yet.
Dude, it was just like Super Kick Mania, man. Like, it was just
really.
Oh, okay. Dude, it was just so overrated, in my opinion. And I like both guys. I'm not shitting on them as individuals. I just think that match, just in general, is overrated.
Wow. Okay.
You know, I really, dude. Honestly, I've been going back and forth with this up until now, up until this moment. You asked me this question. I'm still going back and forth on this. Up there, honestly, for me, is Cody Rhodes versus Dustin.
Did you watch that match?
I did watch that match. A Double or Nothing.
I heard great things about that match.
Dude,
it's many people's list, but I didn't watch it, so I can't even comment on that.
Hell of a story. They really brought it in the ring. Every move mattered. Dustin, how he was bloodied and open, worse than I've seen since Eddie Guerrero.
Wow.
Hell of a fucking match. But I have to say, I'm not going to say it's match of the year. for me,
Oh, so you're teasing us, okay?
the match of the year, and this goes for every promotion possible, right, Putty?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to throw a fucking curveball your way right now. Match of the year, BWF.
Wow.
Fort Apache match.
Really?
Between Team BWF versus the Satsujin Squad. That is my match of the year. Guys, independent wrestling. Years ago, I was not a fan. I wasn't necessarily watching independent wrestling because I was just such a WWE mark. But no joke. Like, for me to say this is match of the year, independent scene, like, that's got to say something.
Over WWE, over AEW,
over
Impact,
all.
over MLW,
Over them all.
even MLW.
And like, even though, like, yes, of course, like, my Satsujin Squad, they were in the match.
And a little bias, yeah, okay.
But
That's fair enough.
We lost. We lost the match.
Fair and square.
It was amazing to see. It was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen live, if I can speak so candidly about this from commentary.
Of course you can.
And just
Your show too, Ben, friend.
just seeing these 8 guys giving it their all in this cage with all these weapons, the fans losing their shit, going nuts. I thought the roof was going to blow out of the ceiling, dude. It was phenomenal to see. I mean, these guys throwing in everything but the kitchen sink and maybe then some. Like, Putty, you were there.
Oh, it was great, yeah.
Like, holy shit,
Especially when you
dude.
got punched in the face, it was great.
Yes, and I did get punched in the face as well. Yeah, I got punched in the face. I'm still saying this is match of the year.
Funny that you bring this match up because I was just thinking about this match because Impact, I know on the other social medias, but on Facebook, they've been highlighting moments of their year.
Right.
Was it year or the decade? I think year. And at one point, it was Petey Williams versus somebody, I don't remember who it was, delivering a Canadian Destroyer from the second rope. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that is fucking cool. Oh, wait, I just saw that. Eric Jaden did it.
Eric
before
Jaden
the Patty
did it to
match.
Tyree Taylor.
Yeah. To Tyree Taylor, Petey Williams did it to somebody his equivalent.
Right.
Eric Jaden delivered a Canadian Destroyer off the second rope in a steel cage match with debris and weapons everywhere to Tyree Taylor, the big boy from Brooklyn.
And they call him the big boy from Brooklyn
as you
for
call
a
him,
reason.
What do you call him again?
The Hollywood Assassin
what-
calls him the big bitch from Brooklyn.
I thought it was the bitch boy, but okay.
I didn't call him a bitch boy.
But it's funny you mentioned that because I thought that Eric Jaden a couple days ago when they saw that. But yeah,
He did it with one arm.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
With
sure.
one arm. Eric Jaden legit has a broken forearm, been battling that for months, and he did that with one arm. You know, the fortitude that these guys have, the balls, the craziness, and just like, the heart, man. They left it all in that ring for the fans in the Bronx, and it didn't disappoint. Like, it was just, I was in awe the whole time.
I agree. Good pick.
Thank you.
Mark, can you guess my match of the year?
Your match of the year is it Batista Triple H? Are you
Batista Triple H.
You tripling down?
No, I'm not.
Oh my god!
I thought about it. Very tempted. But it's very hard for me to pick this match because a lot of matches people are picking I have not seen.
Right.
And I wanted to pick Adam Cole Bebe versus Gargano, but I didn't see that match.
Right. In all fairness, you have to pick a match that you saw.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But it'd be hard for you to find a match more cringeworthy, so full of action than the men's War Game match.
Okay. All right. So similar type of match.
Yeah, War Games.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam Cole, baby, that bump he took at the end.
Oh, from Ciampa?
Oh, my God. Ciampa, who delivered that move, who only recently came back from a career-threatening injury.
Yeah, it's neck injury, right?
The surprise inclusion of Kevin Owens.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Kevin Owens in that match,
It was
too.
just, this
wild.
match was a match that stood out to me. Like, again, I'm not an NXT guy, but I decided I was free that night. I watched NXT War Games. I thought the build was so great, talking about Survivor Series.
Right.
And this match just blew me away. I don't know other matches that can even compare to Match of the Year.
Well, I mean, I obviously had mine.
But you went indie-wise. I'm trying to think of WWE-wise.
Well, I went with the whole scope.
I really wanted to pick Sami Callihan Slammiversary against Tessa Blanchard, but again, I heard such great things about that match. But again, I did not watch it. I needed to pick a match I watched.
A lot of things. I mean, I was really taking that into my decision as well. You know what a lot of people were talking about, even like Dave Meltzer. I'm not a huge fan of Dave Meltzer, but like I know he likes to rate those matches. And I was really like this past week, I was like rewatching a lot of this stuff because I did miss a lot of wrestling live, and I was thinking of the ones I watched live. Dana Bryan and Kofi Kingston, I thought was a tremendous match. It was definitely up in there, but I don't like doubling down on shit like that because I was going to make that moment of my year.
Yeah, who likes doubling down on stuff?
Yeah, some assholes do.
Yeah, some assholes.
But so I was really replaying it, and I was like, dude, the whole time, which kept on thinking, anytime I was watching these matches, man, that 4 Apache match though, it doesn't equate to that. And I think I asked you earlier today. I was like, hey man, I just want to see, does it have to be mainstream? You're like, no,
it could be any promotion. Yeah.
Right. I was like, perfect. And
goes for anything. It could be Superstar, Moment,
right.
Rivalry. It could be any. Yeah.
Right. So I was just like, dude, none of these matches, for as good as they were, like Cody, I have to say, Cody Dustin was like right there. It was right there.
I heard good things about it. I didn't watch that match.
I recommend you watch that match, man. It was awesome. But yeah, no, that's why we chose the 4 Apache match. I was like, dude, this is just too fucking good.
All right, one of our biggest awards. Again, can't wait. Superstar of the Year. Going on what you just mentioned, it could be any promotion. Mark, Superstar of the Year.
I'll have to say this, man. This is actually my easiest one. I'm going with the man, Becky Lynch.
Really?
Really? How can you not?
Was this year Superstar last year?
Was she my Superstar last year?
I don't remember. I thought she was.
Maybe if she was, but dude, if she did, great. Then she deserves it a second time over, man. She main evented WrestleMania. She continues to main event different promotions. Fair enough. Different pay-per-views here.
Fair enough. Okay.
She held the strap the better half of the year. Like
she never lost the Raw Women's Champion. She's still been Raw Champion since WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, she never lost that. She lost the SmackDown one. So for the better part of the year, she's been champion, and she's been carrying the show, man. She's been carrying the brand, and she's doubling down to man more and more. She's definitely interesting to see. Yeah, we touched on it last week. Some fans might be turning on her, but I think she's gaining the momentum back again with the Asuka storyline.
Yeah.
You know, she's proving herself again, like I said, to be the man. And kudos to her, man. Like she, even being like ESPN's top 6 female athletes, she's just breaking new ground. I don't necessarily remember if I made her Superstar of the Year last year, but if I'm doubling down again, then so be it. She deserves it.
Fair enough. Mark.
Putty.
All the years I've been doing this, this has been the hardest award I've given out.
Okay. I'm curious to see now where you're going with this one.
Again, this is the one name that has kept coming up when I think about the year in its entirety. This man, has been on my TV consistently since January. He's been consistently involved in storylines. Yes, they were some of them have been bad storylines. Some of these storylines have gone a little too long, but he sold it and did his best. This guy did his part, whatever he was given. All hail the king, Baron Corbin.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you were saying, because I said the same thing when I thought about this.
Wow.
He was given this Raw assistant general manager thing.
Oh, that was awful.
He was given the interim Raw general manager with a crowd just totally turned on him, so much so that commentary turned on him, saying Raw sucks because of him.
Yeah.
And then that ended. He faced Kurt Angle in his retirement match, which nobody wanted to see.
No.
He made the most of it.
I don't even think Kurt Angle wanted that match.
No, he didn't, but he killed it. Baron Corbin stepped up, delivered. And I couldn't think of any other name of a consistently delivering from January to December who delivered on a high performance. And let's talk about his promos. His mic skills weren't that great.
They're not that good. I think that's the thing that's missing from him.
They've gotten a lot better. And as King, his mic skills are very, very far superior than they were as Raw assistant general manager, wherever he was.
I think it's his voice.
It's probable.
I think it's his voice. I'm not necessarily.
I'm thinking overall, consistently, month in and month out, week in, week out, and he's become so reviled, so hated because he's doing such a good job.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it's like heat because of like his character getting over, or if it's heat because like they can't stand him for real.
Which is also awesome.
I don't know. Is it awesome?
Yeah.
When Sean Waltman got that heat as X-Pac, I mean, was that awesome or was that bad?
I don't even know what you're talking about here, but okay. You're going to pick Baron Corbin to Sean Waltman here?
I'm just saying, with this heat alone that we're talking about.
No, it was just...
I honestly think, after just saying what I just said about Baron Corbin, his voice...
The first name that came to my mind was Baron Corbin. I'm like, that's a horrible answer. Let me think of somebody else.
No, it's a fair answer. I mean, you're backing up your points here. I think for 2020... I heard rumors that they're going to give him a manager. He's going to be Drake Maverick as a manager.
They were teasing that in some house shows, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Baron Corbin actually have a mouthpiece. And maybe, like I said, I love his in-ring work. I think he's got a good presence.
And also getting better and better with that as well.
If you give him maybe less mic time and let him do his thing and have a mouthpiece with him, you might see a better Baron Corbin in 2020. I dig that.
Can't wait. Let's go with our one to watch in 2020. Mark, go for it. Not indie. This is relegated to one of the main
Yes,
promotions.
this is relegated. I understand, buddy.
I just need to make it shit clear.
All right, for me, it's Aleister Black, especially this last pay-per-view that we saw with him against Buddy Murphy. Holy shit, man! They stole the show.
Great pick. Why him, not Buddy Murphy though? I was thinking about Buddy Murphy too.
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because I think Buddy Murphy. It's not taking anything away from him. I like Buddy Murphy a lot.
Buddy Murphy
actually,
too,
he's so damn good, and I know he's in for a big push down the line. I just don't necessarily know if that big push is going to work for him because they want to do a big push with him as a heel.
Yeah.
And with his size and everything, like I don't necessarily see him being such a huge heel. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong because I really do like Buddy Murphy. But I know the plan going forward is they really want to push Aleister Black as this big baby face, and I could see that working. I mean, the dude, they obviously have plans for him. They put the production value into his entrance, which is probably one of the cooler entrances that we have today. His in-ring work is just wow.
Yeah.
Like unreal. Like legit. It looks like he's legit in a fight too. Like he can legit kick your ass with those kicks. A great look. You know, I'm looking for big things from Aleister Black in 2020. I'd like to see him become, a United States champion or intercontinental champion of some sort. At least be in the running for it.
That's a great pick.
Thank you, man.
Talking about IC champions, I think talking about predictions here. I'm predicting that Miz breaks the record in 2020.
Okay,
it's not a far stretched.
No,
but my other far stretched prediction is Matt Hardy will become world champion.
Wow.
What promotion? I don't know.
Okay. I see what you're doing there. All right.
I'm assuming it's going to be Impact, but I see Matt Hardy becoming world champion within the next 12 months.
Yo, we need to save this. What's the time frame on this? Save this clip.
Yeah, right? But my ones to watch in 2020 are some guys who definitely won me over just on their mic skills alone. Did not know much about their in-ring work. I knew them as on-screen characters, not in-ring performers, until I started watching their in-ring work. And I'm like, oh, they got something. I'm really excited to follow these guys in the future. Again, I picked EC3 in 2019, so
you're so off the
my
mark.
credibility is out the mark here. But I never touched marijuana. I never touched cigarettes. But for some reason, I want the smoke. I want the smoke. The Street Profits are going to blow up in 2020.
I hope to God they do, man. I feel like they've been off TV time for a little bit here.
And we'll capture Tag Team Championship gold in 2020.
I want to double down on that, man. I agree. I want to see them.
So you want the smoke?
I want the smoke.
I don't know why. Again, I talked about it maybe like a month or two ago. I've created Nation of Domination Rock to Montez Ford.
Yeah, no, I see that.
But some of these chemistry these guys have on screen and in the ring, I'm really excited about these guys, and it pains me to name them my ones to watch. But the fact that the lack of interest in tag team wrestling in WWE right now.
Just 3 hours of programming, man. Push them.
Yeah, but I'm saying tag teams aren't really a main priority in WWE right now.
Then, maybe don't have tag team wrestling on Raw then. If that's Vince's puppy, put him on SmackDown.
So
maybe go back to NXT.
I'm hoping things change, and I'm hoping the Street Profits blow up in 2020.
Amen. Amen to that.
In 2020, this is where, I don't know why this is the only category we dissect. Now it's time to pick our indie stars to watch in 2020. Mark, I have a feeling I know you're going to pick, but the floor is yours.
All right. So when I hear like the words like the one to watch, this really for me, I feel like this is a breakout star of the year type of deal.
Yeah.
And dude, it's gonna be weird to say because he's been around for a while. The problem is they keep on, especially in BCW, they keep on putting him down. He's forever viewed as just like an underdog, no matter what he does, no matter what he accomplishes. I have to say, Eric Jaden is going to be my one to watch in 2020 because he's going to show everyone once and for all that he's not an underdog. He's not one to be taken lightly. He is better than ever, man. Later half of the year, he's performing with one arm.
One arm.
With one arm. Yeah. Won the BWF World Heavyweight Championship. One arm. And I know you're going to say shit about that, but...
Yeah, asterisks.
But let's face the facts. He won the championship.
Yeah,
with one arm. Went into the Fort Apache match.
Actually, he won the championship with like 7 arms, but whatever.
Went into the Fort Apache match. Kicked ass with one arm. Beat Joey Ryan.
Gave up, though.
Never actually said the words I quit, dude. Don't be a dick.
Okay, I'm just reporting what I heard.
Beat Joey Ryan with one arm. Listen, he did all that shit. But yet, all right, BCW management, Darius Carter, they still want to talk shit about him. Japan, they still want to like put him down, saying that he's just a mid-carder and all that. Fuck that, man.
What Darius call him? Match number 3, Mr. Intermission?
Yeah, Mr. Intermission. Okay, that's cute, Darius. He almost beat you. But, okay,
Wow,
that's cute.
Talking about match of the year, going back, that was a great fucking match. You don't remember much of it.
I don't remember much of it, thanks to Darius Carter. But
I just remember that was a great match.
Right, hell of a match. I'd probably put this as my best match if I fucking remember it. But
go on YouTube, like you told me.
Yeah, right. But not for nothing, man. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. I know Eric Jaden. I know how he feels about it. And like, listen, the dude's laser focused right now. He is so ready for take on. Not so much any other promotions. He's now doubling down on BCW, and that's going to be dangerous for anyone in that locker room.
Okay. Very impassioned. Biased, but impassioned. Last year, I picked my indie star to watch was Ace Andrews. And unlike EC3, he delivered. Not only did he deliver match after match, he formed this faction with Big Cuzzo. And they just blew up. Not only did they won this huge undefeated streak in BWF. They had captured tag team gold. Still would be tag team champions if it wasn't for the crooked commissioner that we have. But my ones to watch in 2020 are now the solidified Too Good Ace Andrews, Big Cuzzo, and now the newly promoted intern, Leland Parker.
You call me biased? You calling me biased right now? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not a part of Too Good. So I'm doubling down. I'm picking Ace Andrews 2 years in a row, but I'm picking his faction, the two-man faction, Too Good. 2020 is going to be a year that'll be too good for Too Good. I can't imagine how many tag team championship golds they're going to collect.
Yeah, it's just not going to be in BCW or BWF. No matter which promotion Dominic De Niro or Chris Barton are on,
guarantee you
they're not going to win.
They beat them to win the gold back.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Gentleman's agreement.
Gentleman's agreement?
Let's make a bet.
I'm down for that. Let's make a bet.
Now you got 2 bets. You got a bet with Jimmy J coming up with Eric and Darius. Now we got a bet with Too Good and East Coast Saiyans. Assassins?
East Coast Assassins.
Assassins.
Listen, if Too Good can beat Barton De Niro in 2020, fair and square, I'll allow you to punch me in the middle of the ring.
Oh, done. Let's do this. And if they don't, I will stop bothering your mom.
Yeah, that's not necessarily. You don't bother my mom, dude. You just, oh shit! I just really gave you
I don't bother your mom. There. Okay, awesome. I thought I was a little worried about that, but now you're telling me I don't bother her. Then forget about it. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Swan. That is our year-end awards. Oh man, this segment has been awesome. Delivered. It was like one of the hardest award shows I have had to produce, but we got through it. Mark.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
your second consecutive award show.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how I do now for Superstar of the Year for 2020. Not necessarily Indie Star, but
because your breakout star was Drew McIntyre, who was mediocre at best, much better than mine. EC3.
It was disappointing for.
But your breakout star indie guy was Rick Recon, and
crushed it.
Crushed it. So I'm assuming our indie stars deliver much better than our mainstream stars. But that is the end of 2019. This is the end of this decade. Mark, any go home thoughts for you?
Well, dude, I thought for sure we were going to talk about Superstar of the Decade. I'm surprised we haven't talked about that.
Do you want to talk about that?
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Do you have anyone for this or no?
You should have told me ahead of time because I don't have one right now, but okay.
You're the one that told me.
No, you didn't give it back to me. You said no.
I said yes.
Superstar of the Decade. Go for it.
All right. Superstar of the Decade, man. And I had to really think about this, about who would be Superstar of the Decade. There's a lot of guys, man. I mean, 10 years is a long-ass time. I was thinking about, John Cena first came to mind, right?
Absolutely.
And of course.
My first pick.
Right. It would be anyways. But I was really thinking about it. I mean, Cena hasn't really been involved the last few years as much. He hasn't been like a strong figure.
Okay.
But I was thinking, who's been that, like you were saying about Superstar of the Year, who's been that guy that's been consistent? Who's been throughout the decade, who's been like, really front and center, who's won championships, who's been in main storylines, who's evolved like 3 times over, and now has won a major championship in a brand new promotion. He's an EVP of the company, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, I have to say, is Superstar of the Decade because the dude, man, I mean, think about what we started off with, still doing with like the, what was his character with the, he took from like, what's that movie, No Country for Old Men, that type of character he had going on, transcended to like the list, bringing that back, going for the best of the world, that whole rivalry with CM Punk, and then Le Champion in AEW. I mean, dude, the guy's sick, man. Jericho is still on top of his game. 2020, going to the new decade, leading a whole new young talent of wrestlers in AEW and helping them, bringing them up to a better, bigger level. I think Chris Jericho is the man.
Oh, okay. Hard to argue that. Again, I wasn't really prepared for this category, but I mean, how do you not pick John Cena though? The guy carried his company on his back for years.
I'm not discrediting John Cena.
Yeah, he kind of fell off the last year and a half. But for what he's done from 2010 till 2017 is uncomparable to any other.
Oh, right.
You're saying Hulk Hogan was the face of the franchise 6 years. Bret Hart was champion 5 years. Shawn Michaels is around 7 years, maybe. John Cena's been around for 15, 16 years.
And I'm not discrediting anything John Cena.
No, I think you are. What I'm saying, I think John Cena just. I mean, you have a great pick. I'm not discrediting your pick, but as somebody who has to think of it right now, I can't even see anybody who even compares to John Cena right now.
I mean, dude, there's no way you could dispute that. I mean, John Cena. I mean, the fact is, he put over so much talent as well.
Yeah, it's something he doesn't get credit for.
He doesn't get credit for
putting over talent. He's going to match with a
putting the spotlight on the United States Championship.
Yeah,
tying Ric Flair's record as a world champion. Go looking outside of the ring. Doing what he's done for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, going to Hollywood.
He's done so many Make-A-Wishes. He's not only the number one wish granter of all time. He's done so much. He's now on the board.
No, yeah. Like it's. Yeah, it's obviously your go-to when you think of superstars of a decade. You have to think of John Cena, like absolutely. But I was really just like I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, you know what? Like I want someone that's been there all throughout. And John Cena, like the last year and a half, 2 years, really nothing really.
Yeah, but Chris Jericho's also took a year and a half off the past 10 years.
Fair. That's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
That's your knock against John Cena then.
But, Chris Jericho, how many times has he evolved over this decade? Like, you've seen a few different sides of Chris Jericho. And then leading...
John Cena didn't need to evolve, though. Although, as much as everyone would love to see his heel turn.
Right.
But,
we've never had to say that about Jericho. I wish we could see a different side of Jericho. We've said that about Cena for a long time. Yeah. But then Jericho, again, as I said, another main factor in that is, leading a whole new promotion. Doing what he's doing in there.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, yeah.
Hats off to that.
Great pick, absolutely.
Thank you. Le Champion. A little bit of the bubbly.
That's enough.
Can we have a little bit of the bubbly for the new year?
Yeah, I got it in my refrigerator. I'm waiting for it. Mark, anything else you want to talk about before we pop these bottles and get our drink on?
I'm looking forward for 2020, dude.
Commentary with me?
Commentary with you, yes, actually, believe it or not.
Appreciate.
I'm looking forward to BWF. I'm looking forward to BCW. I'm looking forward to Shot of Wrestling, period, as we're growing, doing more launch parties, doing more shit, growing us as a brand, growing us as our friendship, and growing even the members of Shot of Wrestling. Bringing more people involved. And dude, I'm so pumped for what we have in store for 2020 and a new decade, and hopefully 10 more years from now we can do a whole new segment for superstars of the decade and shit like that.
Imagine that.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
So, for
the Hollywood Assassin, your favorite actor, Mark Schwann.
For anybody who's been involved and are part of the Shot of Wrestling over the last decade, safe to say, I have been your host at Michael J. Putty. Until next year, Putty out. Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.